What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here. It happened, you guys. Just like I thought it would last week. We had a great sales week last week. Almost $700 in sales over about 14 items sold. So really, really good. Of course, there was one big sale that made up for almost half of the money. But hey, that's kind of the way this works, right? Like sometimes it's one sale, sometimes it's a whole bunch of small or medium sales that make it up there. But I knew that if we just stayed positive, that it would all work out and that we'd get right back into the sales game again. So yeah, it has been a nice week of sales. Lots of listings last week as well. Let's get into what sold. There's some pretty interesting stuff. All right, up first, this is a Nikon camera model 470. Honestly, I don't remember where I got this anymore. It has been for sale not that long, actually. So I'm guessing I got this at Savers within the last couple of weeks. Yeah, sold for $30. It's about what I thought it was worth. And I paid $4.99 for this. So cameras are doing pretty well. This is not by any means going to be the last camera in today's video. Item number 2 this week is a little bit odd. This is a Littlest Pet Shop, but it's about 6 inches tall. It's a big Littlest Pet Shop. These were part of these little play sets where you could decorate them. Looked them up via the app and tried to figure out what it was, and saw they were selling. So Amber found these at Savers in the toy section, and we got 2 of them, and they both sold for about $30, $35, right? So we were into this for basically like $3, and ended up making over $70 on it. So this one was about $1.50, sold it for $35. Really solid flip here. I don't really think we're going to see these too often, but now we know if you see them, buy them. They're definitely worth some money. Item number 3 this week is a Guitar Hero dongle for the PlayStation 2. I was going through one of my PlayStation 2 bins, right? Like anybody who resells video games, you just end up with these bins of controllers and bits and all that stuff. So I went through everything in the bin, looked it all up to see what I had, and threw a bunch of it away, donated some, kept some for future bundles, and then anything that was just kind of a random part I listed for sale. And so this was the first of those to sell. Sold for I think $28 or $29 free shipping. After shipping, it came to $25.27. This was in the bin of goodies. Did not have any kind of a cost on it, so I was like, it's free basically. So it's always nice to find those in the middle of the winter, early spring, where you're going through some stuff, and it's like, hey, this is free money that was sitting in one of my bins. Really happy to sell this. It sold really fast too, so that was a big bonus. All right, item number 4 this week, another camera. This one's a Nikon Light Touch Zoom 130 ED. I got this, I don't know, I guess about 10 days ago now. I was in Savers thrift store on a Friday night, and they just happened to have the camera. It was behind the counter, but they only wanted $4.99 for it, which is really odd. And so, of course, I'm like, let's take a look, see if it makes any sense. It looked like it was selling for like $75, $80, maybe more. And I was like, yeah, for $5, that is an easy pickup. I did order a new battery for it to make sure that it worked. I do not actually buy any kind of, or put any kind of film into these things to see if they work, which there's a little bit of risk there. I got to be honest, but I think it's a worthwhile risk, right? Because if at the end, if I end up and it doesn't work, I'm only out really $5, right? I guess technically I have to refund the full 70 plus shipping potentially, but honestly, it's definitely worth the risk when the item can sell for $70 to $90, and everything was in good working order minus being able to test it with film in it. So I think that's all right. Like I said, into this for $5, out for $73.72 after shipping. Item number 5, yep, another camera. This one's a Nikon Zoomtouch 500. This one I'm pretty sure that I got another Savers thrift store. I get almost everything at this time of year at Savers Thrift. Actually, you know what? I think this one was sitting in my storage unit for like at least 6 months. I've been going through all of the death pile, right? Taking a look at what's in there, trying to get some of this stuff listed. And there was one of these 2 Nikons was in there, just sitting there, minding its own business. So what did I do? Of course, I got the battery into it, tested it out, listed it, and it sold within a few days, actually. I think this is that one. Sold for $30. I have no idea where I got this, to be honest. I did have it in my inventory, and I said I paid $2.70 for it. I have no idea why it's $2.70. That's just a little odd. Likely I paid somewhere in the $2 to $5 range for it, though. So pretty solid flip, even if it was $5. All right, item number 6. Let's put it up there. $300, y'all. If it's not obvious, this one is
The sale of the week.
my friend Matt was doing some, I don't know, spring cleaning, let's call it. Him and his wife were rearranging the different bedrooms in the house, right? They have a little craft room, so they were rearranging where that all was. And they just pulled everything out of their closets, right? Everybody's kind of got that kind of closet where there's stuff in it. And he found some stuff. So I've been going through it and selling it off. And these shoes were in there. And he got them when I think they were first available on the website. Just didn't like them, right? So, but he was like, didn't want to get rid of them. They were seemingly interesting to him. And I was like, well, they definitely will sell on eBay. And so they were for sale for maybe 4 weeks, something like that. I listed them at 300 and we thought we might get 200 to 300, somewhere in that range. I ended up getting a couple offers in the $200 range. I countered, meet me in the middle kind of a deal. Nobody took it. And I actually even sent out an offer a while ago for like $250. Nobody took it. And then, like often happens with this stuff, out of the blue, someone paid me the full $300. So that was pretty nice. With any kind of commissions like this, I'm going to do a split of 40%, 40%, 20%. So after the sale happens, it's 40% goes to me, 40% goes to the person that I'm listing it for, and then 20% gets set aside for fees and any kind of shipping supplies, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be about $120 to me, $120 to Matt. Thank you, Matt. All right, item number 7, some toys. These are from the Disney animated film, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I recognized them. They were in a bag at a Savers thrift store, of course, like just about everything right now. And I thought they were interesting. So I did a really quick search on eBay. Looked like they were selling for like $7 to $10. There were some other toys in the bag. So I was like, hey, this is a pretty good risk. Ended up being about $2.99 for the entire bag. And they sold within a couple weeks for I think $11 free shipping. It may have been $12 free shipping. After shipping, it was $7.62. So not a bad flip. And I think there was some other stuff in the bag as well, because I've only listed $1.50 as the cost. So, hey, not going to complain about that. Small toy flip, but it's always a solid one. All right, item number 8. This is a lot of 5 Stephen King hardcover books. This one is a bolo, you guys. Definitely be on the lookout for these. If you can find them, pay about $1 maybe at the most. You can pay more for some of them. Gunslinger, right? The Dark Tower series, that one. If you can find those hardcover, buy them. Sometimes you can pay up for them, right? Because I have sold one of them for over $100 all by itself. Most of the Stephen King books, there's a few that are worth a good amount. But for the most part, they're just worth $5 to $10, something like that. So I tend to just buy them when I see them. If they're worth it, bundle them up in like categories. There's a couple where they're a series. You can bundle those together. Otherwise, I put them in like lots of 5, and they may take a long time to sell. You never know. But they're books, so they don't take up a lot of room. You don't have to worry about them getting ruined or anything, or the batteries going bad. They could just sit on the shelf easily, and then they ship out media mail, which is really nice. I usually list them for about $5 per book in the bundle. So there was 5 in this bundle, sold for $25 plus shipping. So really nice. My cost on this, I have it as $1.25. So I must have paid about 25 cents each for these. It must have been in a big lot. Definitely nice if you can get it like that. So solid book flip, that's for sure. All right, item number 9, some more toys. These are 12-inch G.I. Joe figures. During the summer, I had gone to this random thrift store in the middle of nowhere. And there wasn't a lot that I found, honestly, you guys. But, you're always looking for that deal, right? Always looking for something that you can make some profit off of. And the lady who was running the store just happened to have this tote full of 12-inch G.I. Joes. And I was like, I want that. And she says, well, I haven't even gone through it yet. What will you give me? And I said, how about $20? She said, how about 30? And I said, you know what? $30 is fair, right? $30 was fair for, I think there ended up being 25 G.I. Joes in there. It was definitely fair. Sold already one of the vehicles that was in there. I've got a couple others listed individually, and I've got a big lot of them listed. But this was the second of those to sell. This one sold for $15 plus shipping. So now we've basically repays ourselves for the $30 we put into it. Everything after this will be profit after fees, of course. And like I said, I was into the whole thing for about $30. So this is probably going to be like $5 in cost. It's hard to really assign a cost from it. Something like that, though. Not a bad toy flip. Not going to be the best one ever or anything like that. But this one was pretty fun. That's for sure. Item number 10. If you're new to this channel, I love to resell Nordic Ware. These are like bunt pans, muffin pans, that kind of thing. They're usually metal. They're usually a little heavier, right? It's not the Wilton. It's not that kind of stuff. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I love to do this. This one was brand new, so I was really happy to find it. It ended up, I think, costing $6.99, and I ended up selling it for $29.99 free shipping, which after shipping was $22.35. So tripled my money on it, basically. Not quite, but basically tripled my money on it. Nordic Ware isn't going to make you a ton of money, but it's super easy to sell. It's honestly super easy to ship. There's no moving parts. These things are going to survive very well inside of a box, basically. I probably wouldn't ship it inside of a bag, maybe a box in a bag, something like that if you use Pirate Ship. But otherwise, I just put it into like a poly bag and then that into a box, and that'll protect it perfectly fine. Don't need to bubble wrap it or anything like that. And honestly, they usually sell pretty quickly. And I've sold a few of these in like the $30 to $40 range. So like there's a couple that are out there that are worth a good amount. And I was happy to get $22 for this one. Item number 11. This is a vintage Yale padlock. My friend Heather, she was helping her dad move. I ended up helping her a little bit as well. She had some stuff she wanted me to sell on eBay to help with the move. And so I'm slowly over like the last, let's call it 2 years, been going through it all. And I recently went through another of the boxes because there was a lot of boxes and pulled out, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 things that I thought were easy to sell and would sell quickly. And this was one of them. Got a lot of money for this, you guys, $50. I think because if you look at all on eBay at the different comps for this, they weren't exactly all over the place, but most of them just weren't as good of condition as this one was. So that really helped the resale value on this really a lot. And who knows how long her dad had this for, what he was doing with it or where he was displaying it, but it was definitely a neat thing. And like I said, it sold in about a week. So that was pretty nice as well. Amber said that this was really weird. So
Amber's weird sale of the week.
Yeah, this one's Amber's weird sale of the week for sure. Similar to the shoes I sold for Matt, this is going to be $40, 40%, 40%, 20%. So $20 to me, $20 to Heather, and about $10 set aside for fees and shipping and all that kind of stuff. So thank you, Heather. Item number 12, another toy. This one's a playset. This is Lion King, The Lion Guard, The Rise of Scar playset. I had seen the guy out on the West Coast. I think it's the Part-Time Pickers. He had picked this up a couple different times. So I already had it in my mind of I should be looking for this. If I see it, I should buy it. I thought for sure I was going to get like $30 to $50 for it. And maybe more, maybe like 50 plus. And then of course the electronics did not work. I cleaned it up. I put new batteries in it. Nothing, just no worky. So listed it for 30, hoping to get maybe a best offer. I got some really bad offers, you guys, like $5 to $10 on this thing. That was just not where I wanted to be. So I was like, I'm just going to leave it sit. I'll probably try and get something more in the $20 to $30 range. And then just like I was saying with that other item earlier, out of the blue, it sold for full price. So what are you going to do? I was into this for $7.99, so a little bit on the high side when I only got $30 for it, but honestly not bad, right? I'm still going to more than triple my money, almost quadruple it. So honestly, pretty solid toy flip. Very happy with this one. Item number 13. This one's a little bit outside of my normal wheelhouse. I've been trying to get more into, I don't know, kitchen pots and pans and stuff, learning what's really good there. This one just had that look to it, right? I from the homeschooling picker, you'd give it the flick and you can just kind of tell like how it sounds, like how if it's going to be quality or not. And this one had that sound of like, this is quality. So ended up paying up a little bit for it. I paid $10 for this. But I was like, I think I can get about $30 for it. And that's what I listed for, and that's what it sold for. It sold within a week. So solid. It was a Hammercraft. So it's hammered aluminum. Don't ask me, right? Like that's not our job, is to understand any of this stuff, only that this is a brand that was pretty good and solid. And I would look for this one again in the future. So, and you probably should too. All right. Item number 14. This is the last item this week. Another of Heather's items from that box that I went through from her dad. John Wayne, commemorative coin. Right. Can't really sell coins on eBay anymore. I don't really remember. There's some rules for how you can do it. So I listed it as a medallion, right? Listed it in, I think, movie memorabilia, something like that. And it's same as the Yale the Yale lock. It sold within a week. Like honestly, within just a few days of me listing it, this one's a little lower, right? Only $15. But not bad at all. So it's going to be $6 to me and $6 to Heather. Thank you again, Heather. All right. Well, that is going to do it this week, you guys. Like I said, 14 items sold. The total sales were $689. Ended up getting about 27 items listed last week. Wow, my focus just totally got lost right there for a second. Estimating fees at about $107. Let's see. And we had a cost of goods sold of about $207. So it's about $314 out of our $689 are going to be going to cost of goods sold and fees. We spent about 13 hours last week working on reselling, whether it was sourcing, doing bookkeeping, listing, and shipping, all of those different things together, even some research, right? I'm constantly doing research to learn new stuff. I always keep track my time for that as well. About 13 hours. So if you take that $689, we minus out the $314 in cost of goods sold and fees, and divide by the 13 hours we put in, it comes out to $29 an hour, which, right, you guys know what the minimum wage is. That's crushing it, which is really good. My goal is actually $30 an hour, so I'm right at my goal. It is the first week in I don't know, almost a month where I finally hit that, so it's really nice. Spoiler alert for next week. This week also seems to be going pretty well. So yeah, eBay's back, which is really nice. We knew it would be. Everybody knows that. It comes in is cyclical, right? It goes up and down all the time, and you just never know when that's going to happen. And of course, we all want it to be the fourth quarter all year long, but it's just not going to be the case. All right. Well, if you've enjoyed this content, please do smash that like button. And if you're interested in subscribing, I try to post new content on Wednesdays and Saturdays, with Wednesdays being what sold, Saturdays being like a live thrifting or live garage sales this weekend. That's right. We're going to have the first garage sales of the season this Saturday. So come back and check it out. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.